So, now you know how the uniqueness theorem and others are applied for the electrostatics, and what will happen when the group of charges are there which are having similar nature, either a group of electrons or a group of protons. So, then next we will move for the image. So, the next method by which also you can apply the you can find out the potential and the field intensity with the help of imaging method, right. Another method is also there, that is called as the imaging. So, what do you mean by imaging? What do you mean by an image? When the word image is coming, either reflection or refraction. Because of these two principles you will get the image, right. Either by reflection or by refraction. The images are constructed with the help of visible light that you might have experienced, like mirror. Plane mirror gives image, right. It is virtual or real, but anyway it is image. What is the difference between virtual and real? How can you distinguish the virtual image from the real image? When images are, if formed by not real intersection of the reflected or refracted rays, not real intersection, virtual intersection, then they are virtual, right. For example, if you take a mirror, let us say here is the mirror, then if here is an object O, then what happens? Ray comes like that and then reflects like this, but it appears to come from a point as if there is a source here, but really there is no source, and this divergence ray implies that there is a point source behind the mirror, but never this is the real image, real image, because it is never really intersecting these two reflected rays. Reflected rays are diverging, but appears to come from a point, and that point is the image point of O. So, this is object and this is the image. So, this is a virtual image, right. It is a virtual image. So, the image formed by the plane mirror are all virtual, but if you take a concave mirror, then if it is the focus, it is the center of curvature, and if the object is here, then it will come like that. After reflection it goes through the focus, and then another ray will pass through the focus and reflected out as parallel. So, they will intersect here, and this is the image now, right. They are real intersecting after reflection from the curved surface, that is why this is a real image. But if you take an object here in between focus, then it will never happen, it will be virtual, because they will diverge after reflection. So, appears to come from a point behind it. So, if it is virtual, there is no real intersection of the reflected or refracted rays, but if it is real, there is real intersection of the reflected or refracted rays. If it is mirror, reflected; if it is glass slab, lens, refracted, right. So, in that way the imaging and the main question is, then why should we look after that image, what that information is carried by the image. Images are helping in us in many ways, but what is the information that is carried by the images? Naturally, some information we are collecting from the images, right. Whenever you are telling it is an image, that carries some information, for that we are interested to see the image. Like for example, when you are going in the road with a vehicle, why this mirror is there? To collect the information what is there behind, which you can never see. If you look back, there may be accident. So, the information in the back side is collected with the help of a mirror, that to getting an image within the mirror, right. So, that kind of informations are very important, so that we require some images in some places, right. So, then similarly, when we are telling electrical images, it is these are all images relevant to optical images, visible light or invisible light may be. Invisible light images are not seen directly, but visible light reflections or images are seen directly. That is the only difference. Otherwise, with all electromagnetic radiation there will be reflection and refraction, and hence images are must, right. But those images we are not detecting because we do not have that kind of detector with us. If there is a suitable detector, then you can. Then now if you will tell about this electrical imaging, so now if you think about this mirror, then what this mirror basically tells? The object distance is equal to image distance, right? It is an image also. So, when there is an object and the image is found here, this distance is equal to this distance, that is object distance is same as the image distance if it is a plane mirror, right. So, similar, suppose for now let us take a charge here, a point charge q. So, around that charge there will be a field, and here let us put a conducting plate which is earth, right, conducting plate which is earth. So, now if somebody will ask you find out the potential at any point due to this charge in presence of this conductor which is earth, then how to solve the problem? There is a point charge above the conductor which is earth. How can you find the potential with respect to that point charge above the conductor at any point? First question is it only because of this charge or something else? Suppose for example, you want to find the potential here or here or here, anywhere, any point, right, any point around the charge. Is absolutely because of this charge only or something else is also affecting the potential at that point. So, what is the potential of this earth conductor? V. When it is earthed, what does it mean? Earthing is a very common word in electric circuit. Why you are going for earthing? To make the potential 0. If you want it, just earth it, right, because earth is a reservoir of very high potential. So, whatever charge is there, it will flow to the earth, as a result its potential will reduce to 0, and that is why when you need 0 potential you have to earth it. Earthing is the purpose for that only. If you want to make it 0 potential of any body, just earth it. Earthing is also done to protect the thunder. Earthing is done, why? Same purpose. Otherwise, what will happen? The charge, the heavy amount of charge that is coming through this thunder may destroy the building, big structures. But if there is an earthing, it will directly go to the earth without affecting the building. Similarly, now if this is earth, so potential is 0, right. Then if you put a charge here, let us say you are finding the potential at this point P at a distance, some distance, let us say any distance, let us say r, then now the question is whether this potential at this point is only because of this q or something else. But there is a conductor which is earth nearby. Because of induction, here will some charge created or not? Because of induction, opposite charge will be created on the surface of that conductor. So, this charge also influence the potential here or not? Obviously, right. So, you cannot tell that the potential here is only because of the charge here, but it is also because of the induced charge created on the surface of the conductor, right. So, then if I will take another, suppose this is plus q, I will take another charge at a distance of same, let us say it is d, then the same distance at d, I will take another charge, but that is negative, right, just opposite, same distance. If this distance is d, then that is also the same d, that is above, it is below, right. Then what will happen now? The influence of this charge and this charge combining together will neutralize or having any effect, because field will be there because of both induced as well as this charge bodies. Here also induced charge will come because of this charge, there is also induced charge in the lower layer, here it is upper layer, right, and they will influence the point where you are finding the potential or intensity, right. So, as a result of that, what will happen? You know that also you cannot claim. How can you claim if there is a thickness of some distance here, let this is having some thickness, then it is not completely neutralized, right. If it is very thin, then you can, but if it is not thin, it is just told that it is a metal conducting plate, then it is not possible to neutralize even though you are taking same charge, but its potential is 0 or it will change by that. It is earthed in presence of both the charges up and down, whether its potential will change or it will remain as it is, it will remain as it is, right. So, now tell this plate is just acting as a mirror here, right, It is just acting as a mirror, it has no role. Its potential was 0, now also 0. So, when you take this charge, this is just mirror image of this, right, because it is the same distance. At the same distance you are taking same amount of charge, but they are opposite. If this is object, this is image, if this is object, that is the image, right. How much induced charge will be created? Both are equal or opposite, different. Because of this charge and this charge, equal amount will be created or different. So, they will cancel out. Suppose because of this q charge, q prime is created here, then because of this minus charge, q prime will be only created there.
So, if we take the potential at any point, they should be only the sum of.
But what about this charge? This charge is also present. You cannot tell that this potential at this point, because of this, simultaneously this is also there. It has some influence. Can you tell now the potential at this point is only because of this charge? You see, very interesting is that you cannot realize that. You think about an atom, then you can realize, right. When you think about an electron, proton and neutron placed inside the nucleus and around it, the charge of electron is how much? What is the charge of an electron? 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 19 coulomb. How small it is, imagine, right. And charge of the proton, same, magnitude is same, just opposite by sign, right. So, it is 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 19 coulomb, right. So, now think about it, this electron creates an electric field or not? You cannot deny, however small it may be, at however distance it may be, but it has its own field, you cannot neglect, that you cannot realize, but it is all the time there. Even though it is a very small amount of charge, but the electric field generated by the small charge can never be neglected. In case of magnetic field you can, because it is very, very weak, but in case of electric field you cannot, because it is very, very strong. So, if for an electron the field is that much, you are not neglecting, then how can you neglect the field because of this charge? You cannot, right. So, now why you are telling it is an image? What is the reason for that? Because it is at the same distance. When it is at the same distance, then its potential is 0. If you take it further, then induction will be less, right. When you take it further, induced charge created here will be less than the above, right. So, suppose for example, instead of taking distance d, I will take to a distance of d prime, which is more than d, then can you tell the potential will be 0 here? Cannot, because it is not neutralized, the induced charge will not be neutralized. So, when you put at the same distance, the induced charge will be neutralized, and hence the potential is not changing, it remains as it is, 0. And that is the reason why we are telling this is the image of this, right. So, now this is called as the electrical imaging. Charges are at rest, but you are telling one is the image of the other. Why you are telling image? You understand now what is the meaning of image here? Image is because whatever role it is playing, the similar role also it is playing, right. The similar role also it is playing. It has its own field, along with that induced charge is there, and that also neutralized, as a result this potential will come to 0. So, then now if this will happen, now see, when you take a point anywhere in this type of arrangement, right, then now think, to get the potential at any point here, if suppose for example, this is your origin 0, let this distance is r prime, right, vector is r prime vector, then to get the potential at that point, because of this, you can tell dipole, it is just like a dipole, right, equal and opposite distance, opposite charge separated by some distance, right. So, you can take, how will you get the potential at that point? You know it or not? Potential at any point because of a dipole, it is just a dipole, but when you take this and this, what happens? You are not now telling it is not a dipole, rather it is because of electrical image. That means you are telling this is a dipole, no doubt, because it is equal and opposite charges separated by some distance, right. And you might have done, if it is along the axis, what is the field and potential, if it is right bisector, what is the field and potential, and if at any point, what is the potential and intensity. All three cases are known to you, right. But now we are getting the potential at any point P here because of taking a charge at this point, so that it has its own image here. Here is a charge or here is a charge, at the same distance you are getting another charge, then the electrical effect of this will neutralized. This plate, whatever is the conducting plate is there, why you are telling it in an image? Because it plays the same role electrically. Electrically it plays the similar role when it is at the same distance. That is why. If the distance is different, you cannot do that, and you cannot call it as an image. It is image only when the distance is same, equal, right. That is why you are telling this is the electrical image of this one or this is the electrical image of this one, only when the distance is same. And in case of dipole also you are telling the same thing. If here is a dipole, here is plus q, here is minus q, and here is the middle. If it is d, this is also d, right. And you know already, if it is along the axis, how will you get the potential and field? If it is the right bisector, how is the potential and field? And if it at any point, what is the potential and field, right. Then now how, in what way this imaging method is helpful to calculate the potential other than this method? You know about this method, right. You know how to get the potential and intensity at any point, either axial point, right bisector or any point, because of a dipole, right. Then in what way this imaging method, imaging you are telling it is an image, right. That is why you are telling it is an imaging method to calculate the same thing, that is the potential or intensity. Main purpose in electrostatic is to get the potential and intensity, right. Whenever there is electrostatic, you are dealing with two quantities, potential and intensity. Then how will you get by this imaging method? In what way it is helping, so that you are getting the same result? It should get same result, result should not vary. Whatever result you are getting here, the same result you must get there. Otherwise, it cannot be treated as a method to calculate the potential and intensity. These are just different methods, right. You know first this method, how to calculate the potential and intensity, then know again second method. What is that second method? What is that second method by which also you can calculate the potential and intensity? Yes, Laplace equation, that is second method, right. And this is the third method, but purpose is same. Everywhere you are calculating the potential and intensity, nothing else, right. So by Laplacian equation you are getting the potential and intensity. By general arrangement also you are doing the same thing, potential and intensity, and here also you will get the same potential and intensity. These are just different methods, but the result will be same or different? It must be same, it should not differ. That is why they are treated as the three different methods. You are solving the problem by different methods, right. One is the conventional method, second is by using the Laplacian equation, and third is by the imaging method, right. So then how can you tell that this method is better than this or inferior or superior? Because many methods may be there, but some methods are complicated, some methods are simpler, and generally in convenience people are going for the simpler methods, right. If it is not simpler, then you will not accept it. Why to go for that complicacy? Otherwise the purpose is same, right. The purpose is same everywhere, whether it may be Laplacian equation or it may be conventional method or it may be imaging method. So now you have to justify yourself that this method is whether superior or inferior than the other two. Other two means this is conventional, Laplacian equation is the second. Already two are with you, two methods. Then now this is the third method. Then this third method will be simpler to solve the problem or complicated than these other two. That you have to see. You understand now what is the image? An electrical image means what? What do you mean by an electric image? Because it will come only in electrostatics. It will come only in electrostatics, and you are solving the electrostatic problems, right. Then if the imaging method will be adopted to solve the problem to get the intensity and potential, then whether, think about this dipole case, right. This is a dipole case, here is dipole, here is also dipole, but by adopting the imaging method, it is simplified than this conventional method or complicated? You try to analyze yourself and tell me next class. If complicated, then why? If simpler, then why? Take it and analyze yourself, then only you can learn, otherwise not, right? You compare three methods. First is conventional method, second is Laplacian equation method, third is imaging method. Purpose is same, to find out the potential and intensity in all three methods, right? Take any problem, solve it, then you can know whether which one is simpler and which is complicated, right? Because your purpose is to solve the problem. You can solve the problem in three different ways, but if you know that it is easier method or simpler method, then you should accept that, avoiding the complicacy. So, that is now up to you. You have to select yourself which is the most simplest way to solve the problem, right? You find your own way, right? Take any problem, take a dipole, find out the intensity by three methods, right? Find out the potential and intensity by three methods: conventional method, by solving Laplacian equation method, by imaging method. Then you can learn actually which method is simplified and which are complicated for you. It may happen also, it may be easier for me, but difficult for you. That is why there are three methods, right? So, you choose your own option to solve a problem, right. So, take the example of dipole and try to analyze about the dipole. I will ask next class. Three methods: first is conventional, second is Laplacian equation solving, third is imaging, right. Then now, what do you mean by multipole? Multipole. When the word pole is coming, yes, maybe magnetic pole or charge, right? Either charge, electric charge, or pole, magnetic pole. In that case only the word pole is coming. Like you will take the earth. Earth is having two poles, right? Earth is having two poles. Why you are telling they are the poles? Same thing. Same thing, because there is a magnetic pole north, here is a magnetic pole south of earth. Earth is a magnet, right? But they are magnetic poles. But other than that, there are other two poles which are geographic poles. The geographic poles are not same as the magnetic poles of earth, right? Geographic poles means according to geography. According to geography, there are two poles where there are Antarctica, North Antarctica and South Antarctica. They are the geographic poles, but not magnetic poles. Magnetic poles are little bit away from it, where the magnetic poles of earth is there, right. So, the word pole is having some meaning, means at that particular point, at that particular place, some property is associated, not everywhere. Like here there is a magnetic pole of earth, here is a magnetic pole of earth, north and south. So, they are the magnetic poles of earth. Similarly, Antarctica are the poles. Geographically, if you find there is some peculiar property at that point which is not there anywhere else across the earth. So, they are selected to be the geographic poles, right. So, similarly, when you think about the multipole, what do you mean by multipole? Single pole, then double, triple, then quadrupole, octupole and so on. You can put many poles together, if then that is multipole, right. Or suppose for example, if I will take a single charge, right. So, it has potential, let us say it is a point, it has potential. If it is a distance of r, then potential is proportional to what? R, right. You know it, potential at that point is at distance of r with respect to that pole or charge is this. But if I will take two charges, that is dipole, right, that is dipole, then can you tell now it is following the same rule or different? You take any point at a distance of r from the midpoint of dipole, is it following the same relation or different? You take any point at a distance of r from the midpoint of dipole, like this. Suppose this is the dipole and it is the midpoint, I take a distance r here, right. Then at the same distance r like this, can you write the potential is varying inversely with respect to r? or it will be different. You know the relations or not? Potential at a point at a distance of r from the midpoint of dipole is inverse proportional to r or r to the power something. Yes, r square, check it, right, check it, it is r square, right. So, then now if two dipoles are putting together one after the another, let us say here is a dipole plus minus q each, and here is another dipole, this is minus, this is plus, then it is called as a quadrupole, right, quadrupole. Similarly, octupole means if there are 4 and again there are 4, they are joined together just like a box like this, right. If it is plus minus, then again minus plus, similarly if it is plus it is minus, then minus sorry plus minus again plus. So, how many charges are there now? 8, right. So, it is monopole means single charge, dipole is two equivalent opposite charges, and like that when two dipoles are placed one after the another, then it will constitute a quadrupole, right. And when like that a sheet of 4 charges put over another sheet which is a quadrupole, this is a quadrupole, this is a quadrupole, right. One quadrupole is put over the other, then it is a octupole, 8 charges. But the question is now only get the relation for potential with respect to this kind of groups, because these are important in case of atomic and molecular physics, right. Atomic and molecular physics are very much relevant with these terms: dipole, monopole, quadrupole, octupole, right. Like for example, if you take a atom which is diamagnetic, the atom which is dielectric, then what does it mean? An atom is a dielectric, means you are representing that by an dipole, definitely or not. Atom can be treated as a dipole if it is polar or non-polar, polar, right. If the atom is polar, then obviously you are treating that as a dipole. Two poles are there, positive and negative. Electron cloud will give one point and the proton group is giving another point. So, they are if isolated from each other, then there is a dipole, right. And now imagine if a molecule is there, right, two atoms are there, let us say for example hydrogen molecule. So, each atom of hydrogen is an dipole, one dipole is put over the other or not. Molecule means what? Two atoms are there, each atom is a dipole. So, the arrangement will be what? Quadrupole, right. So, in this the real scenario you will come across this type of multipoles, right. In atomic and molecular arrangement you will get either monopole, dipole, quadrupole or octupole. But now the question is, like here you are telling when it is dipole it is inverse proportional to what? R square at the same distance if you take with respect to the center, because quadrupole is also having a center of gravity, center of mass, center of charge. So, with respect to the center of charge if you take at the same distance r, then how the potential is changing? Like this, here is a quadrupole, you take this point here, then find out what is the potential at the distance r. Is it same as r square or again different? You know for dipole it is r square, right. Similarly, for quadrupole also you can try. How will you get? You take individual charges, then add them all. You first take, so for example, you find the potential at this point due to this charge, then due to this charge, then due to this charge, because the distance varies, right, and due to this charge, then the potential is scalar or vector? Potential is a scalar quantity or vector quantity? Scalar quantity. So, you just add up just like the numbers, right. It is not vector addition, it is simple addition. So, but to find the potential at this point you have to find individually because of all charges present there in the quadrupole. Here you have to deal with geometry, right. You have to deal with the geometry and find out the potential at this point with respect to this charge, this charge, this charge and this charge, then add them all. So, with respect to each quadrupole charge, the distance to the point is same or different? There are 4 charges and point is 1. So, with respect to that 4 charges, that point are at different distance or same distance? Different distance, but you should have to express in terms of r only, then only you can get a relation for r, right. For example, if I will tell this distance is r prime, this distance is r double prime, this distance is r triple prime and this distance is r 4 prime. You will get 4 distances or not. For potential you have to consider the distance from the charge. Then now if the r prime, r double prime, r triple prime and r 4 prime, they must be expressed in terms of 1 r only, and that is the geometry you have to deal with, right. You know what is r. So, if you can express this r, r prime, r triple prime, r 4 prime in terms of r, then you can tell this V is proportional to what power of r, right. So, try to do it in your home. If it is quadrupole, it is inversely proportional to what? R square, r cube, r fourth, r fifth. How it will vary the potential? Like in monopole it is r, in dipole it is r square. Similarly, in quadrupole V is proportional to what? What power of r? Power matters, because you see when you are telling r, then what is the graph? If you plot a graph for a monopole, how the potential is changing, then how will it look like? How the potential will vary? If r is more, potential will be less, right. So, when r is more, the potential is less, right. But if it is proportional to r square, then what is the nature? Is it a straight line like this or it will be different? It will be different, right. So, the potential will vary in a different way when it is a dipole. When single pole it goes like this, but when dipole it is different than that. So, when it is quadrupole again it will still different than that, and if it is octopole again different. So, all are different. Then what is the relation with that r? R is the distance from the center of charge of the group to a point, same distance r. Monopole, dipole, quadrupole, octopole. R is the same distance with respect to the center of charge. If monopole only one charge, if dipole there is center of charge, if quadrupole there is center of charge, if octopole also there is center of charge, right. So, then you know about these two, dipole and monopole, right. Dipole and monopole you have done it, and it tells that it is proportional to r and this is proportional to r square, right. Similarly, now tell for quadrupole and octopole, because in realistic problem you will deal with these 4 only: monopole, dipole, quadrupole and octopole, right. So, then now I told you about the polarization, no? Polarization. So, then what is atomic polarization? Do you have any idea? Atomic polarization. You see, we can deal with either atom or molecule. If it is a compound, it is molecule. If it is an element, atom, right. So, when you are telling atomic polarizability, suppose for example, this is an element. Element means what? One kind of atom. This is a material, but element. Then what? How many kinds of atoms are there? Only one kind, right. So, for example, let there are 1000 atoms per cm cube, right, 1000 atoms per cm cube of one kind, all are similar, right. So, each atom is a dipole, right, each atom is a dipole, right. So, if I will take 1000 such atoms here, then there are 1000 dipoles, right, there are 1000 dipoles. Then now what do you mean by this atomic polarizability? If let us say the total, here you can tell the total polarization is phi, net polarization, right. If p, then how can I write in terms of small p, which is the dipole moment of an atom? Small p is dipole moment of an atom, right, and this capital P is the material which contains 1000 atoms per cm cube, right. Then the polarization is how many times multiplied? 1000 times. That depends again how they are oriented, right. That depends again how they are oriented, whether in same direction or in different directions, how the dipoles are aligned. But the number is alpha, that is called as the atomic polarizability, right. This will tell you regarding the arrangement of the dipoles and associated with individual atoms present inside the material, right. So, if individual atomic polarization or the pole moment is p, small p, then the net will be capital P, then how they are related to each other? Multiplied by this constant, that is called as the atomic polarizability. But again this P you cannot tell that it is just multiplied, because that depends on the value of r, alpha, because all atoms may not be oriented in the same way. If same, then you can multiply, but if not same, then you cannot multiply. So, the question now is to get the answer to this alpha is not that easy, right, not that easy. That means, if you take any element, you can never directly tell to calculate what is the dipole moment of that material, which is relevant to what you tell as the dielectric constant of the material, right, dielectric constant of the material. It is very complex, right. So, because it depends on this atomic polarizability of that material, how each atom contributes to this dielectric constant of that. So, then now think, if you take water, what happens? Water is a molecular element, molecule, then it has dipole moment, right. So, how the water structure is? Here is oxygen, here is hydrogen, and angle is 105, right. Here is hydrogen and here is oxygen, and these are the hydrogen, right, bound each other by covalent bond, and the angle here is 105 degree, right. Now, tell whether it has dipole moment or not. Here is an oxygen atom, here is hydrogen atom, here is hydrogen atom, which is a polar compound, you know it. Water is a polar compound with dielectric constant 80, right, dielectric constant is 80. Then how we are telling that the dielectric constant of the material is 80 for water, and why? Because you see, when you are telling this hydrogen atom is a dipole, this is also a dipole, this is also a dipole, the net effect of the movement, dipole movement, are making that molecule to rotate, right. If you take hydrogen atom and oxygen, leave them together, then what will happen? They will orient and stable only at that angle, right. That is why you are telling there is water molecule only when the angle is 105, not at any angle. If suppose I will tell here is oxygen, here is hydrogen, here is hydrogen, let the angle is other than, if the angle is other than hydrogen, here is oxygen, let us say this is the hydrogen and this is a hydrogen, let the angle is other than 105. Can you tell it is water? If the angle is other than 105, there is hydrogen and oxygen, 2 hydrogens, 1 oxygen, but still can you tell it is water? You cannot. Then what is the difference between that and this? Because they are oriented after interacting with each other to be stable only at that angle. Only at that angle, as a result of that, there is a net dipole moment. By orienting them in such a way so that the angle between them is 105, you are getting a net dipole moment, and hence you are telling the dipole moment of the water molecule is related to your dielectric constant, right. So, therefore, the dielectric constant of water is coming to be equal to 80, and similarly in any dielectric material, the similar thing is happening. It may be an element or compound, but it must have net dipole moment, and that net dipole moment is responsible for the dielectric constant, which is the property of any material, right. If you take any material, it must have a dipole moment, and that dipole moment is directly relevant to measure the dielectric constant. That is why if you go from one to another dielectric material, their dielectric constants are different, they are not same. Like for example, even though it is water, so what is the difference between water and the water vapor? Are there any difference or they are same? When you will tell it is water and when you will tell it is water vapor, are they similar or dissimilar? Dissimilar in what way? Molecular formula is same, 2 hydrogen is there, oxygen is there, but still they are different. Why? The arrangement will be different, orientation will be different, hence the dipole moment will be different, dielectric constant will be different, right. Dielectric constant for water is never same as the dielectric constant of vapor, water vapor. Water vapor is extremely small, but here it is extremely large. Same water molecule, but for water vapor it is very small, but for water it is very large. Like vapor may be 1.02 or 0.3, but for water it is 80 times stronger. So, why that happens then? Only because of the arrangement of the molecules there. How the atoms are oriented, that is responsible for the dipole movement and hence the dielectric constant. So, even though same molecules are involved, but if the state is different, like here water is the liquid state, vapor is the gaseous state and ice is the solid state. In all three states dielectric constants are different, but same water molecule is there. Same water molecule is there, the dielectric constant of ice is never same as the vapor, never same as the water. And because of dipole moment of same three atoms are oriented differently, that gives the net dipole moment for those arrangements. Right. So, dipole moment of water is never same as the dipole moment of the vapor and never same as the dipole moment of the ice. Right. So, these are the physical states or chemical states. These three states are chemical states or physical states of water. Physical states, because already everywhere we are getting water molecule, that is why. Because when you are telling water molecule is not there, then there may be chemical. Already water molecule is there, same 2 hydrogen and 1 oxygen, they react each other to give you water. But only you are putting this water molecule in different orientation, tell them it is ice, that is water vapor. Right. Only what is the difference in ice and water vapor? Bonding is only different in how strong they are. In case of ice it is very strong, right. At the same time you have to look after the dipole moment. When you are telling it is strong with respect to dipole, how it is strong. And similarly when you are telling vapor, it is very weak, but still water molecule, right. It is very weak, in case of ice is very strong, in between it is water. So, these are the three different states, physical states, not chemical states. That is why the physical properties are different. Dielectric constant is a physical property, never chemical property, remember it. Dielectric constant is all the time physical property, not chemical property. That is why these three states are physical states. The states are changing physically, not chemically. So, therefore, the dielectric constant all depends on the orientation of the elements and molecules, sorry, atoms and molecules within that substance or within that material, right. So, if it is a dielectric material, you are ultimately getting dipoles in it or not. When you are telling it is a dielectric material, what does it mean? Can any material be said to be a dielectric material? No, because it may happen that the atom is non-polar, right. The charge center of positive charge and electron cloud never matches with each other, then only it is dipole, but if match same point, then it is non-polar, right. So, when dipole you are telling, the material is definitely consisting of the atoms which are dipoles, but if it is non-polar, non-dielectric, that means each and every atom of that is not a dipole. So, therefore, the behavior of the dielectric constant arising from what level? Atomic level, right. It arising from the atomic level. If the atom is not dipole, then there is no chance of dielectric constant of that material. But if atom is a dipole, then must, it has dielectric behavior, right. And again dielectrics are insulators, remember it. All dielectrics are insulators. Why insulator then? Because there is no net charge, right. Dipole means two equal and opposite charges are there, they may move, but still you cannot tell that there is rate of flow of charge, because dipoles are neutral and these dipoles are moving, but still there is no current, right. So, because of dipole motion you will never get any current, but if the charge is moving, then there is current. So, therefore, dielectric constants are never conductors, all the time insulators. All dielectrics are insulators, but all insulators are not dielectrics, right. All dielectrics are insulators, there is no charge carrier, hence insulator, but all insulators are not dielectrics. Mark the difference, why they are. And conductor is obvious, there are all the time charge carriers, it may be ion or charge. If there is charge carrier, it is conductor. If there is no charge carrier, then it is the insulator, But if there are dipoles, then it is the dielectric, but still it is not a conductor, insulator.